Dick Enberg with Bob Trumpy. Welcome to Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. The AFC Oakland Raiders, 8-3, first place in the AFC West against the first place Philadelphia Eagles. 10 wins, only 1 defeat, the leaders in the NFC East. Two teams looking ahead to the playoffs, and this an opportunity to judge just how good they are as they match themselves against great talent, whether it be the Eagles against the Raiders or Dick Vermeil's Eagle defense facing that Oakland Raider offense.
Dick, it's a well-worn phrase, but this is a must-win for both of these football teams. With 5 games left in the season, this being the 12th game of the season, it applies today.
Barr kicks it off for the Oakland Raiders. Eagles, Billy Campfield takes it at the 3. Behind the wedge at the 15. Tripp stays on his feet and gets out to the 25-yard line. Derek Ramsey, Willie Jones in on the tackle. Ron Jaworski, they call him Jaws, to play off his name, the quarterback #1 in the NFL. Wilbert Montgomery, a great runner. Leroy Harris, his blocker. The receivers, 6'8" Harold Carmichael at consecutive string, an NFL record still in order. Charlie Smith on the other wing. Keith Krepley, the tight end. The blockers for Jaworski, Walters and Sizemore, the 2 tackles, both Pro Bowlers. Perot and Peoples at guard, and Morris, the veteran center. From the 25. Gain. Carmichael's 124th game in which he has caught a pass as he extends his NFL mark. The Oakland Raiders defense, they'll use a 3-4 and will go into a 4-man defensive front whenever it's a pass situation.
Dick, in this crucial football game, I would imagine that the Philadelphia Eagles are trying on this a lot of first downs to try to get to be 2nd and 2, 2nd and 3, because Oakland comes in with that 4-2-5 configuration defense, and it's a big defense for them.
2nd down and 8 at the 27. Krepley and Spagnola, 2 tight ends in. They're both to the right. Over the middle, complete. Spagnola at the 45-yard line before Davis can make the tackle, along with Rod Martin. First down, Philadelphia. 18-yard gain for the ex-Yale star Spagnola, whose team beat Harvard in the big game yesterday. Harold Carmichael ducking his head in the huddle. As we told you, 124 straight games now as he extends his NFL mark. He's to the left. Charlie Smith to the right. Krepley, the tight end on the right side. First down at the Philly 45. Jaworski's first play on the ground to Montgomery to the 50. He's on the way to the 46 before Burgess Owens can come up from a safety spot and make the tackle after a 9-yard gain. Defensively for the Oakland Raiders, Matuzak, Kinlaw, the speedy ex-Oklahoma star in the middle, and Browning. Linebackers, the Mad Stork, Ted Hendricks, having a banner season. The rookie from Penn State, Matt Millen, Randy McClanahan, Rob Martin. Lester Hayes leads the NFL in interceptions with 9 and has had 3 called back. Dwayne Osteen, ex-Ram, at the other corner. Mike Davis and Burgess Owens, the safety. 2nd down and 1 at the Oakland 46. Play action. Jaworski. Carmichael slipped. It's incomplete down at the 27-yard line as Carmichael fell to the turf. By the time he got up, then Jaworski had to feed it out of bounds.
Dick, I imagine the Eagles feel very comfortable right now. Last week, they took the ball in the opening drive of the ball game and went 80 yards right down the football field. They're using 2 tight ends. They have all their weapons today offensively. Wilbert Montgomery last week just played a half and picked up 50 yards, but he's healthy. So the first crucial play of the game, 3rd down and about a half a yard here.
Jaworski with help from the sidelines as they signal in the plays. Dick Vermeil, the head coach. 3rd and 1, and now a timeout. There was some confusion. Number 20, Leroy Harris, came off the field and then started back on, and apparently then Vermeil said, we've got a mix-up. No sense in going ahead with a play that had been called. So a timeout by Philadelphia. No score early at the vet.
Got it. Open up. Finish. And taste the moment.
We're just beginning.
This time, the
Okay, let's make it official.
You brought out the best?
It's on me. It's on us.
It's time for Erlanger. One look, one sip, one taste will tell you this beer is a classic.
Now we're really in business.
Come and taste the moment of Erlanger.
Foreign oil. We know the consequences. Higher prices, political instability. So America is working hard to reduce our dependence by increasing the use of our own energy resources. At Westinghouse, we're using our technology to get more energy out of coal.
Half minutes gone in the first quarter, no score. Eagles taking the kickoff. 4 plays, 3 of them passes. And Ron Jaworski looks at a 3rd down and 1. Referee Jim Tunney talking to the quarterback of the Eagles. Jaworski, very durable sort, has not missed since the Eagles acquired him from the Los Angeles Rams. The rights acquired. They then signed him as Charlie Young. His rights were sent to Los Angeles. The Rams picked off the big tight end. Carmichael is the wing right with Spagnola and Krefli bookending the line. Hogan, or rather Harris, and he has the first down as he goes out of bounds at the 43-yard line. Leroy Harris knocked out of bounds by Dwayne Osteen. Harris, primarily a blocker, but has chipped in with 257 yards of his own, 3rd on the Eagle rushing list. The weather, mid-40s, a threat of rain, 40%, overcast skies. Boy, they really need rain here. They're talking about water rationing if they don't get some precipitation soon. Dick Vermeil, a handsome 44-year-old coach of the Eagles. What a job he's done, voted by his peers as the top coach in the league last year. First down for Jaworski. Knocked down and almost intercepted by number 57, Randy McClanahan, who came flying in. The 3-year veteran from southwestern Louisiana almost picked off a tough one.
And the Oakland Raiders feature that in their defense. They have very, very tall linebackers in Hendricks and McClanahan. And all defensive coaches coach all of their players up front that when you make penetration on that offensive line of scrimmage, when you realize the quarterback's going to throw the football, get your hands up in the air. And this is the other side of the field, but the Philadelphia Eagles have to lead the NFL in deflected passes at the line of scrimmage.
And you watch Hayes, and we'll keep our eye on him. He's had a brilliant season. Many feel he's the best quarterback in the NFL at this moment. 2nd and 10. Jaworski down the middle. Carmichael fumbles, and it's Matt Millen of the Oakland Raiders who picks it up, and he is finally stopped, whistle dead at about the 27-yard line. And now they're going to call it an incomplete pass.
Whoa.
A late call for incomplete pass. It was after Millen had picked it up and had been whistled dead before the official came in and said no good.
And the official who called that was behind Carmichael on the reception. I don't blame the Oakland Raiders for being a little bit upset. But Jaworski gets good pass protection here as you look at the line of scrimmage. And Carmichael on about a 15-yard down and in underneath the zone coverage. And he does have long strides, but he has possession of the football. He has possession of the football. Jarred loose.
Burgess Owens, 44, knocked it away. Matt Millen, 55, picked it up, but it is ruled an incomplete pass. So the Eagles still in possession at the 43-yard line.
This is a game, too, Dick. 2 very, very good football teams. It's going to be determined by mistakes. The fewer the mistakes, the better chance you have to win.
3rd and 10. 3 wide receivers in now for Philadelphia.
Smith.
Knocked down at the line of scrimmage again. Ted Hendricks, the linebacker. Bob Trumpy mentioned that Hendricks, very tall, and so is McClanahan. They use their arms well, and a deflected pass by Hendricks. It's 4th and 10.
He plays more of a rover back for the Oakland Raiders, and I'm sure there are defensive coordinators around the league who wonder how Oakland can get away with that. Sometimes he's on the left, sometimes on the right, and nobody seems to know where he is all the time.
They let Hendricks freelance, and he has a freedom to kind of go where he thinks the ball will be. Max Runager kicking to Ira Matthews. And out of bounds it goes. They'll mark it down at about the 20-yard line. Inside the 20 at the 17, they say. And our first score from elsewhere, Pittsburgh leads Buffalo 7-0 early at Buffalo. Timeout here in Philadelphia. No score. 12 minutes left first quarter.
Has the pump got you down? Plymouth breaks through the mileage barrier. A new front-wheel drive Horizon Miser with advanced electronic fuel control soars to the highest highway gasoline mileage rating ever achieved by any American car. And at a price that dips below $5,300. A great price for the car that climbed to the highest mileage rating of any American car. Horizon Miser. Its highs and lows make a lot of sense. At Plymouth, the American way to beat the pump.
Wet, sticky roll-on antiperspirants. They hold you up when you want to get dressed. Get on the stick. Speed Stick solid deodorant from Menon gives you dry, effective protection against perspiration odor. Look, roll-ons go on wet. That's why they stick to your shirt. But Speed Stick is solid deodorant, effective protection against odor, so dry that Speed Stick never sticks. And Speed Stick is so much wider than the other leading stick.
Takes just a few strokes.
So get on the wide stick. Speed Stick deodorant by Menon.
This is Bryant Gumbel in New York at Rich Stadium in Buffalo. The Steelers are on the board. Joe Ferguson operating deep in his own territory, picked off by Robin Cole. Cole returns at 34 yards down to the 3-yard line. One play later, Franco Harris gets the call, finds room off the right side, and goes in from 2 yards out. Point after is good, and the Steelers are in front 7-0. Back to the vet, Dick Enberg.
No score here in Philadelphia, and we've got multi-million-dollar equipment here. We've just used a $10 hacksaw to try to see that window in the left of your screen is in front of the Eagles coaches upstairs, and they've closed it in front of our camera, so we're without one of the cameras, and so we're hacksawing our way back to victory. First down for the Raiders at their own 18. That's Van Egan to the 22, maybe the 23-yard line. Dennis Harrison, Bigfoot, number 68, made the tackle. Jim Plunkett, the quarterback, 6-0 as a starter. Kenny King, great acquisition from the Oilers, and Mark Van Egan, durable back, the all-time rushing leader for the Raiders. Cliff Branch, the speedster. Bob Chandler, the finesse receiver. Raymond Chester, one of the best tight ends ever. And the blockers, Shell and Upshaw, the big veterans on the left side. Dalby in the middle. Marvin, they say, having a great year, and Henry Lawrence on the right side.
Run.
Second down and 6. King, and he is plastered at the 24-yard line. Vicious hit by the Eagles. Jerry Robinson. There's the Eagle line. Dennis Harrison, Charlie Johnson in the middle, and Carl Hairston, the hustling outside defensive end. Backers and good ones. Bunting, Berge, the veteran. LeMaster, another fine veteran. Jerry Robinson, outstanding All-American at UCLA. The defensive backs, rookie Roynell Young, a #1 draft pick. Herman Edwards, a free agent, but they say an all-pro contender. Randy Logan from Michigan. Raynard Wilson, another free agent at safety. 5 defensive backs for the Eagles. It's 3rd and 5. Oops, contact, no play. The Eagles jumping offside. Dennis Harrison, 68, made contact. We'll see if he was drawn off.
I think you can see the nervousness in both these football teams. They're being very, very conservative so far. The Eagles did throw it on their first possession down the field a little bit, but you don't want to beat yourself in a football game like this. You want to make sure that you make the other team make mistakes to lose the football game.
Encroachment, number 68, defense, first down.
5-yard penalty gives the Raiders a first down out across the 28-yard line. Other scores, the Bears on a Walter Payton 1-yard run lead at Atlanta after 4 minutes of play, and Tampa Bay has kicked a 24-yard field goal, Yepremian, to give them a 3-0 lead against the Lions down in Florida. Here, no score. 10.5 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Plunkett to Cliff Branch, complete at the 44-yard line. The speedy Branch from Colorado, 9.3 speed, and despite the fact he's now 32, he still may be the fastest receiver in the NFL.
And a good timing pass from Plunkett, too. You can hear the hacksaw in the background. That's the star of the show if we get the window out here. But good pass protection, although Harrison up the middle, and that's a fine catch for a first down. And the Oakland Raiders are moving right down the field.
If we're ever incarcerated, we ought to bring that fellow along with us, hacking his way to victory. We're going to get that camera working yet. First down for Oakland at the 43-yard line. Van Egan right into the arms of Jerry Robinson at the 45-yard line. Robinson, you saw last week, many of you, take a 59-yard fumble recovery to a touchdown against the Washington Redskins. He was a #1 pick by Vermeil, who lusted for him. He, of course, recruited him back at UCLA a few years back.
He is another one of those new generation linebackers, Dick, that plays at about 220, maybe 225 pounds. Very, very active, can cover pass receivers, and that time he took on Kenny King, stood him straight up and stopped Van Egan.
2nd down 9 at the 45. King gets only about 2 yards out of it to the 47-yard line. And we now have that window removed from our booth, and we'll be able to use our high camera. Kenny King, who reeled off the longest run of this season, 89-yard touchdown against San Diego.
Watch Jerry Robinson, number 56 here. He was recruited by Dick Vermeil to go to UCLA, and he was recruited as a receiver and a running back. That, as is true with a lot of coaches, they feel they put their best athletes on the defense. Kenny King had the unfortunate history to play behind Billy Sims at Oklahoma and be drafted by the Houston Oilers and line up behind Earl Campbell. Finally gets a chance in Oakland.
And he's made a great contribution to the Oakland success. 3rd and long at the 47. Plunkett. Scrambling. Just gets it away to Chester. And it's a 1st down at the 33 of the Eagles. And Plunkett just did get it away before Claude Humphrey, the veteran from Tennessee State, was on his back. Humphrey with 10 sacks, the leader of the Eagles.
Good mobility by Plunkett here, who has been around since 1970. And you'll see him avoid the pass rush, and they still gets the ball down the field. Oh, if he only had eyes in the back of his head, he probably would have hit the ground. But Chester, a veteran receiver, knows that when that quarterback is rushing, is being rushed, get open. Look at Claude Humphrey. He is a real specialist. You know, Dick, he told me before the football game he's never enjoyed 2 years more than he's enjoyed the last 2 years here in Philadelphia.
Well, he's played like he's a happy man. 1st down at the 33. The Raiders' deepest penetration. We're in the 1st quarter. Quick out to Branch. Incomplete at the 30. There to cover Jerry Robinson and Herman Edwards.
Good job by Plunkett there. I think he saw the cornerback coming up. He threw the ball into the ground to avoid the interception.
That's unusual to see Branch covered by 2 men on a quick out. Normally you save your double coverage when you see Cliff go deep.
Well, this Philadelphia Eagle football team is an excellent, excellent defense. They are young. They are also not very many high-round draft choices, and they play with a great deal of intensity, and that comes straight from Dick Vermeil.
Yeah, we'll show you that. 1st-round draft picks, they have probably less than any team in the NFL, and yet are the winningest team. Plunkett on 2nd and 10, lots of time to Chester. Great catch and out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Well, Chester using all of his 6'4" reach to spear that one before going out of bounds as Oakland drives deep.
That's one of the little adjustments that Oakland has obviously made in their offense. They are not a sprint-out offense, but to get away from the pass rush of the Philadelphia Eagles, to give Plunkett a little more time to throw the football, he rolls right, and Chester makes a fine, fine catch. He's been troubled with bad knees for the last 2 or 3 years, but has certainly been a valuable acquisition for the Oakland Raiders for the 2nd time.
That's right. He was traded to Baltimore for Bubba Smith, and then they got him right back from Baltimore for Mike Ciani. 1st down. They can get a 1st down without a touchdown. This is King. Good pursuit by the Eagles as King appeared to have some room outside, but it was closed off by Brainard Wilson, number 22. Free agent pick from Vanderbilt. Ran him out of bounds.
That's an impressive stat right there on the screen. And that 34 defense, which was originally brought into the game to stop the pass game, has turned out to be one of the best rushing defenses there is. Great pursuit out of the people on the offside.
Arthur Whittington, 22, into the backfield for Oakland. And in comes Claude Humphrey, the pass rusher supreme for the Eagles on 2nd and 9 at the 9.
It is a pass.
To Chester.
Fumble.
And it's recovered by Robinson of Philadelphia. Jerry Robinson picks up the ball, not unlike the fumble that was called an incomplete pass earlier in this quarter.
Well, I don't think this one is any different than the one in the 1st quarter, but a good catch by Chester. Obviously going to feature the tight end. You see him catch it?
And possession, no question it was a fumble, recovered by Robinson, and will return in a moment.
Just in time for Christmas. Save $10 each on 2 favorite Radio Shack electronic games. 2-player football or 2-player baseball. Both cut to $29.95 each. Computerized action games with separate controls for each player. Lighted scoreboard with built-in sound. Challenge a friend or play against the computer. Pitch a no-hitter. Score a touchdown. Be a winner and pocket the savings. Sale price 2-player electronic games. Only at Radio Shack, your Christmas electronic store.
Throughout brewing history, there have been few beers so exceptional they stand in a class by themselves. For it's a rare moment when both the finest ingredients and the skill of the brewer come together. Such a moment has been captured in Erlanger. One look, one sip, one taste will tell you this is a classic.
Come and taste the moment, Erlanger.
This is Bryant Gumbel in New York at Shea Stadium. The Jets have moved ahead of the Oilers. Stabler looking for Casper instead. He finds Ken Schroy, 7th interception of the year for Schroy. He takes it 82 yards down the sideline, untouched. Point after is good, and the Jets have moved ahead of the Oilers by a score of 7-0. Back to the vet and Dick Enberg.
All right, Brian. Yes, sir. That's had to be exciting for the Jets fans. And when you're an underdog and can turn it over and get a touchdown, that can sometimes really switch the momentum of a game. There's the fumble as Casper hit by Herman Edwards and Jerry Robinson recovering for Philadelphia to stop a 10-play Oakland drive. First down, Eagles at their 5-yard line. Wilbert Montgomery gets a couple off that left side. Plenty of white shirts, McClanahan, Kinlaw, Martin all in on the play, along with Matt Millen, the fine young rookie linebacker.
If I may go back to that play and just make a comment, Jerry Robinson did a great job of keeping the ball in bounds. If the ball goes out of bounds, it's Oakland's ball, 1st and 10 on about the 4-yard line. He did a doubly great job on that play.
Robinson, quite a ball hawk. 2nd and 7. Smith right, Carmichael left. Big split of the receivers. They're almost sideline to sideline.
Safety blitz.
They give it to Montgomery. He's out across the 10 to the 12-yard line. Short of the first down, it'll be 3rd and 3. Dave Browning spearheaded the defensive charge for the Raiders.
The Eagles have accomplished one thing so far in this football game, Dick, with 7:20 to go in the first quarter. They have kept that 4-man defensive line of the Oakland Raiders off the field. And it still has not come off the field now in a 3rd down and about 4 situation. That's a big part of Oakland's defense, and the Eagles have got to feel very, very good about keeping that defense off the field.
The Raider pass defense has been outstanding. They lead the NFL in interceptions, and Oakland is 2nd in the NFL in sacks with 39, just a couple behind San Diego. 3rd and a long 3. Montgomery, first down at the 18-yard line. Mike Davis made the tackle. 1st and 10, Philadelphia. Montgomery, a big rushing year last season, but he's missed 4 games this year, and that accounts for the fact he has but 514 yards.
He was one of the all-time steals in the draft, too. A number 6 in 1977, and the reason he was such a late-round draft choice is that he had a huge calcium deposit on his thigh, and nobody wanted to take a chance with him. He spent the bigger part of the first year just returning kickoffs, and in the first game he started, ran for 103 yards, and since then he's been their starting running back.
First down, Eagles, no score. 6 minutes left in the first quarter. From the 18, Jaworski off play action. Oh, is he hit? Incomplete for 84 Krefli, and you could hear the pop as Jaworski was nailed by Dave Browning, whose University of Washington team will be in the Rose Bowl against Michigan. You'll see that right here on NBC.
He is not known as the pass rusher either on that side for the Oakland Raiders. Normally they bring in another man to get to the quarterback, and he's in the ball game right now. Cedric Hardman, number 86.
Hardman, very much like Claude Humphrey. It's an interesting story that here are 2 teams with 2 veteran pass rushers, now designated rushers. Hardman for Oakland and Claude Humphrey, the former Atlanta Falcon, working in that capacity for Philadelphia. 2nd and 10. Jaworski is only 2 of 7 throwing. Hardman's got him, and so does Matuzak, but it was Hardman there first, and the twos finished him off.
That's exactly what the Eagles wanted to avoid, to get in that long yardage situation. You see Hardman on number 75 and all. Oh, they ran a stunt. Aha, they got tricky. 75 is Stan Walters, and you see the value of Ted Hendricks. He took on Walters, and then it was Wilbert Montgomery on Cedric Hardman. That's a mismatch.
And Hardman walked right around Montgomery's hesitation. So the sack for Oakland, the first today and the 40th this season, brings up 3rd and long. And now you got Willie Jones 90 along with Hardman 86 and a 4-man front for the Raiders as Matuzak and Browning move inside a tackle. Intercepted by Mike Davis, number 36, at the 30-yard line. And Davis appeared to injure a wrist or a shoulder as he went up for that one, and just trying to catch the ball. So the Eagles come out, punting team in, and drifting back will be Ira Matthews to get Max Runeger's punt. Matthews standing at the 50-yard line. Runeger, although only a 39-yard average, a tremendous net. You don't return many on him. 10-man front for Oakland. Here they come. Millen just missed. Matthews at the 48. 50. 40. And to the 32-yard line. That's a rarity for the Eagles to see a man take one back 20 yards. But Matthews, who was brilliant as a punt return and kick return man at Wisconsin, continues in that role as an Oakland Raider.
That's one of the things the Raiders are most proud of, too. Their special teams. They very seldom allow any type of yardage. And yes, that is close to a block. And I imagine Mr. Vermeil will be all over his punt coverage team. Robinson there. He gets juked out. And that's a good return.
John Char was downfield, couldn't get Matthews. So it's first down Oakland at the 32-yard line. Late in the first quarter, 5 minutes left. Plunkett going deep. Chandler. Oh, what a play by Roynell Young. Chandler had a touchdown, but Young at the last minute knocked it away.
And he's the young man who has been picked on for this entire season. Interesting, he was a first-round draft choice in the NFL this year, and he was only recruited by one college, that Alcorn State, when he came out of high school. But this is a great play by a young man. The Eagles are very high on this kid. Good reaction time, and that's making up a lot of ground. Ooh, close.
Chandler left empty-handed when he thought he had 6. It's 2nd and 10 at the 32. And King split behind Plunkett. Van Egan, and the draw takes him down close to the 26-yard line in the arms of Ken Clark, number 71. Van Egan having another solid season. Mickey Marvin was the man who cleared the way for him. Marvin from Tennessee playing the right guard. 3rd and 5.
And now the situation substitution for the Philadelphia Eagles. They come in with 4 defensive linemen and 5 defensive backs. Awful lot of players on these two teams get on the field.
It's a new era, the situation substitution, is it not, defensively?
Yes, it is. Well, with the new pass rules, I think for the offense, you almost have to put more people out there defensively.
Morris Bradshaw, 3rd wide receiver in for Oakland. Plunkett to Chandler again. Breaks it up. Same play.
Same play. Same play, same coverage. And Roynell Young is 2-0 against Bob Chandler.
Apparently, Oakland will try a long field goal because Chris Barr is on the field. The older brother of the Steelers' Matt. There he is from Penn State, and he's towing the 45-yard line, 35-yard line, which will make it a 45-yard kick. His longest this year is 48. Bob Chandler to hold. are denied, and the Eagle fans are happy. Timeout. 3:56 left. Scoreless first quarter.
It's knowing you depend on us. We're going to solve your problem.
At Rich Stadium in Buffalo, Joe Ferguson has brought the Bills even with the Steelers up top. 15th touchdown pass of the year for Ferguson in the arms of Jerry Butler. Play for 29 yards. It's 7-all in the first. Back to Philly. Dick Enberg and Bob Trumpy.
No score here in Philadelphia. Less than 4 minutes remaining. First quarter. Dick Vermeil. What an interesting path he has taken to the top of his profession. He was the quarterback coach at Stanford when Jim Plunkett was a sophomore. Worked for the Rams, head coach UCLA. Wilbert Montgomery out to the 33-yard line. John Matuzak able to get down low and trip him up.
Great acceleration by this young guy. About 7 weeks ago, he had a hip pointer against Dallas, tried to play the week after, and then came up with a knee injury. And for the last 5 weeks, they basically played without Wilbur Montgomery and won every game. That's a tremendous psychological lift to this football team. He is their meal ticket. Last year accounted for almost 2,000 yards in total offense, 1,500 running and 500 catching. They win without it.
In fact, he led the NFL in offensive production last year with over 2,000 yards. 2nd and 5. By Dwayne Osteen in front of Harold Carmichael, and it was Browning right on the number 7 of Jaworski. He's been under heat.
And that's an interesting matchup, Osteen on Carmichael, because Osteen is replacing Monty Jackson. He has trouble with his knee, but this is almost an interception. And it looks like they're playing man-to-man underneath short and zone on top for Oakland. They're going to give them the short ones, but they don't want to give up those 15-yard receptions to the Eagles.
You know, Osteen's an interesting story. He's playing the right corner. Herman Edwards, the right corner for Philadelphia. They were college roommates, both at California as a freshman. Osteen transferred to San Jose State. Edwards went to San Diego State. Now they meet as NFL opponents, playing the same spot. 3rd and 5. 3 wide receivers in for the Eagles. Out of the backfield. Montgomery, first down at the 42-yard line. Burgess Owens and Osteen made the tackle.
What a weapon this guy is, Wilbert Montgomery. And if Ron Jaworski, that's his 28th pass reception, Wilbert Montgomery of the season. And this is what is happening in the NFL. You throw it out to a running back and hope that he breaks a tackle or two. And he gets a first down for him.
So it's first down Philadelphia at the Eagle 42-yard line. 2.5 minutes left in the first quarter. No score. Oakland has missed a 45-yard field goal try. Montgomery, the only man in the backfield, and now they shift back. Harris, number 20. It is Harris. Waiting for him was 53, Rod Martin. And it's Harris held to about a 2-yard gain. Harris from Arkansas State. So is Bill Berge, the star on defense for the Eagles.
And one of the things you see also in the NFL a lot nowadays, Dick, is the wig-wag from the sideline. You have 3 guys standing there wig-wagging signals into Ron Jaworski, the quarterback. That is their message system. Well, actually, they had a number 88 Spagnola came in with a play, and there you see the man with the wig-wag. Looks like a third base coach, doesn't he?
Lynn Stiles in the yellow jacket, so he's easy to spot. The quarterback, Dick Vermeil, and Joe Pisarcik, the backup quarterback, all involved in that signal system. Complete at the 40-yard line. They were trying to hit Carmichael, and that Raider defense appeared to have about 6 white jerseys surrounding Carmichael.
Playing a total zone, and that appears to be their game plan for the day. McClanahan was, I couldn't tell if he got his hand on the ball. We have it on replay. You judge for yourself. Carmichael's behind him, makes a good move to the ball. Can't quite see it. But Carmichael, let's say probably the ball was tipped, because he does have a great set of hands, and he has good concentration on the football. He wouldn't normally drop a pass like that if it was an uninterrupted flight.
So it's 3rd and 8. McClanahan out as Oakland goes to the 4 down linemen. That means Jones and Hardman are on the outside. Green, flag is down. Montgomery at the 45 to 50. He's all the way to the 33-yard line. But will yards in the play. The flag was thrown in the backfield of the Eagles.
I think they got Rod Parker going towards the line of scrimmage, Dick.
That's right. Motion against Philadelphia. Rodney Parker from Tennessee State.
Yeah, that's too bad. That was a big play. And that's what you want to try to do. I repeat, here's the call.
Illegal motion, offense, 2 backs were moving, still 3rd down.
2 backs in motion. That may work in the Canadian Football League, but not down here.
Not here. What I was about to say is you really don't want to beat yourself in a game like this. These are 2 very tough football teams, and they're going to be determined by the breaks that each team gets for themselves. You don't want to give the ball up to your opponent. You want to play very, very conservative football and not give them a break, any momentum.
Well, Oakland has coughed up the ball at the Philadelphia 5 and then missed a field goal. No score. 3rd and 13. Blitz. And they got him. 73. Dave Browning tosses Jaworski at the 30-yard line. His 2nd sack of the game. He's not known as an outstanding pass rusher, but I guess the focus has been on the others, and that's freed Browning.
That's the 41st sack of the year for the Oakland Raiders. And you can see apparently Browning is inside on Petey Perreault, the offensive left guard of the Eagles. Good against the run, still learning how to pass rush, so they may have to make some compensation for him.
Bruniger will kick from around his own 20. Matthews stands at the 30 of Oakland. 10 men on the line of scrimmage. Good kick. Beautiful. Matthews, a fair catch at the 23-yard line, and right there was John Shara of the Eagles. No score here in Philadelphia. Let's go to New York and Brian Gumbel.
Thank you, Dick Enberg. Out at Shea Stadium, the Oilers have been playing listless ball. They trail the Jets 14-0. They've needed a spark. This may be it. Carl Roaches takes the kickoff at his own 2-yard line, takes it back 45 yards to the 47. Oiler offense in business, but trailing 14-0. Let's go back to the vet, Dick Enberg.
Oh, my, Bryant. I'm sure you'll keep us well in tune on that game. That could be the upset of this National Football League season. The Jets in front by 2 touchdowns over the favored Oilers. Here, no score. 23-yard line, Jim Plunkett to Kenny King. And King gets nothing. John Bunting, number 95, in on the tackle for the Eagles. Let's run down all the scores for you. The early action today in the NFL.
Okay.
As Verlin Olsen said a couple of weeks ago, well, let's just amble down the scores. Baltimore trailing New England in the 2nd quarter, 7-0. It's 14-0 Jets leading Houston 1st quarter. Cincinnati 7, Cleveland 0. A bit of a surprise there in the 2nd quarter. Chicago 7-0 lead against Atlanta 1st period. And 10-0 now Tampa Bay over the Lions in the 2nd quarter.
Pass.
Here, no score.
Whoa.
That time you were wrong. You've been right. We've been keeping track, run and pass. Bob Trumpy's been calling the plays. When Oakland has the ball, he's been right the first 3 times. He thinks he has a key, and we're going to try it a few more times, Bob. Then you can tell us what you think they're doing to tip it off.
That's the first time it really didn't work, and I got a bad angle at the man that I'm looking at, but he fooled me that time. We'll inform him later as to what we're doing here.
Okay, so much like a hitter picking up maybe a tip from a pitcher that tells him whether it's fastball or curveball. Mr. Trumpy has a key that he's watching, and he thinks it'll tell us whether Oakland's running or passing. Final seconds, and there's the gun end of the 1st quarter. As you see an update, Cleveland has scored to tie Cincinnati. Here in Philadelphia at the Vet, over 70,000 fans have seen the Eagles and the Raiders, 2 teams on winning skeins, play 15 minutes to a scoreless tie.
Picking and choosing the right investments requires very careful handling. One wrong move can easily damage the best laid plans. At Merrill Lynch, we know...
In Philadelphia, for all their professional enterprises, winning for the Birds, winning for the Flyers, for the world champion Phillies, and right on down the line. 10-1, the Eagles. 1st quarter statistics, Raiders with the edge, but no score as they fumbled at the Philadelphia 5 and then missed a field goal.
Pass.
3rd and 10. Complete to Chandler, 45, 50, Shara hits him, stays on his feet, and Chandler to the 47. So a big play on third down as Jim Plunkett rifles it to Bob Chandler, who acquired from the Buffalo Bills in the offseason a 29-yard play.
One of the best pattern runners there is in the business, too, Dick. Very, very consistent. The quarterback knows where he is. You'll see at the bottom, and we're going to miss it. Roynell Young slipped and fell down. It's very slippery on this side of the field. Also the experience of Plunkett, stepping up in the pocket. And you'll see Roynell Young getting up off the ground, yes, in pursuit, but nevertheless 29 yards and a first down.
Oakland at the 47.5 of the Eagles.
Run.
And it is a run. Van Egan up the middle to the 45-yard line. We're going to ask you what tip you're using, Bob Trumpy, when we come back. But right now, let's go to New York. NFL 80 and Bryant Gumbel.
Thank you, Dick. At Cleveland's Municipal Stadium, the Browns are on the board. This is Reggie Rucker working against Ken Riley. Riley picked off by his own man, allowing Rucker to catch a 16-yard touchdown pass from Brian Sipe. Just like that, the Browns have caught the Bengals at 7 in the second. Let's go back to the vet.
And here in Philadelphia, no score. All right, what is your tip, Bob Trumpy?
Okay, coaches look for days on in at film, and all they're looking for is a slight advantage somewhere. My key today is Art Shell, number 78, the offensive left tackle of the Raiders. All throw, but it appears that when they're going to pass the ball, he is way back off the line of scrimmage. I'll say now it's a pass. Whoops, he fooled me.
I was going to say, it looked like he was on the line of scrimmage to me. Let's watch Shell.
I looked quick, and I think the people out there might be able to pick it up too, that when it is obviously a pass, he is back off the line of scrimmage to give him that split second more to set up for the pass rush. And when he's on the line of scrimmage, then he's right up on the line of scrimmage to get to that defensive end quickly. You see if you can judge pass or run.
Now, I thought it was going to be a run based on what you said, because it appeared he was right up there even with Upshaw.
It's pretty obvious in most situations. And it's now 3rd down and 6, and you'd say they're probably going to pass. But if you know on 1st down, the defensive lineman can put their ears back and rush the quarterback.
Now let's watch Shell to see if he lines up a little farther back. It's 3rd down and 5.
That's fast.
You can see he's like a half foot behind the other men. Plunkett in trouble. And now has running room. 40, 35, and down at the 32 with a first down. Plunkett showing great poise, and there's the whole emotional rehabilitation of Jim Plunkett. There was a time where he was so beaten up he didn't know which way to turn. Now he waits, patient, and then there you see Shell lined up back of 63, his left guard, Upshaw, and indeed a pass. That becomes a run.
Yeah, you're right. When you talk about Jim Plunkett, the fact that there aren't many teams in the NFL that would pick up a guy on waivers and then let him sit for a year to try to get some emotional stability back in him. That's exactly what Al Davis did for Jim Plunkett. He's been accused, Al Davis, of many, many things, but reclamation project is one of them. Pass.
First down pass. It is a pass. Plunkett incomplete. Well covered was Cliff Branch as LeMaster and Berge had him down at the 15-yard line. And now there's the key on a first down to know whether you're running or passing. And you heard Bob Trumpy call it. It'll be something we're not going to continue ourselves, but you might want to play that game as it develops here in Philadelphia.
Exactly. And when you're out there watching, it's more interesting, I think, when you can get involved in a football game. Look at Upshaw and Shell. Those two guys have been in tandem now for 13 years. Two of the best there is in the business, along with Dave Dalby. Only the Oakland Raiders' second center. Their first is in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he played 210 straight games, and Dalby has played in 127 straight. So you're a center of the Raiders. You're a center for a decade. 2nd and 10. Ken Clark, 71, got Plunkett with help from Claude Humphrey. Humphrey.
Yes, here you see Humphrey, and he comes all the way on the inside on a stunt, comes all the way around. That's a guy who is about 36 or 37 years old.
Let's see the stunt again. Maybe you can explain just what they did on that play, Bob.
Well, Humphrey was lined up on the outside, and the two defensive tackles come outside somewhat, and he goes inside. And basically what he's trying to do is pick himself or Lawrence off on one of his own offensive linemen. It worked in that situation.
Well, he went by way of New Jersey to get Plunkett. 3rd and 16. Deep for Branch. No, it was Bradshaw, and intercepted by Brainard Wilson.
they've dodged 2 bullets now, and I will tell you this, Jim Plunkett had Ray Chester wide open about 15 yards down the field. I think he made a mistaken judgment here going for it all. There's
4 minutes
Chester.
gone in the second quarter, no score.
When I was
picked off for the first time today, Raynard Wilson with his 5th interception to lead the Eagles on the right. So Philadelphia's top 3 Oakland drives, no score. 11 minutes left in the first half. Montgomery around Hendricks, but what a hit coming up from the secondary by Mike Davis from Colorado. Oh, my solid hit.
6'3", 200 pounds, and he is a tough tackler. He was the number 2 choice in 1977.
Tampa Bay's lead is cut to 10-7 as the Lions have scored down in Florida. That's a key game. Detroit trying to untrack itself after the great start. Tampa Bay got off to an early 10-0 jump. Chicago's Bears leading at Atlanta 10-7.
Wow. Philadelphia now with 2 tight ends in the ball game. They have a good passing set off this formation, Dick.
That Atlanta score of great interest to the fans of the Rams watching in Los Angeles today. 2nd and 8. Carmichael hit immediately by Dwayne Osteen with help from Rod Morton. That'll be short of the first down at the 27 and bring up 3rd down and 3.
You know, he's got to be a tough receiver to cover. I have never played defense in my life, but a guy with his size, his speed is deceptive because he eats up about 4 yards per stride, and you really can't tell how fast he's moving.
He was also a basketball player, Carmichael, at Southern University. And we said, is that where you got those nice light feet for such a big man? He said, no, I've always loved to dance. He said, and I've never taken lessons, but he thinks that dancing has given him happy feet, as he calls them. And he is light on his feet for a big man.
Sure, he's got to be a real sight on the disco floor at 6'8".
You wouldn't miss it. 3rd and 3, Jaworski. Incomplete. Intended for Charlie Smith at the 37-yard line. Well covered by Lester Hayes. And the Eagles will have to give it up on the punt.
They also have to come up with game plan number 2. What they're doing so far through a quarter and almost a half is very, very little. They got to come up with something else here in a hurry.
Against a team, Oakland, that has a reputation of being an excellent second-half team. Oakland has been outscored this year, total scoring, in the first half, but they really stormed in the second half themselves. Matthews at the 33. Runniger will kick it from around the 18. Short. Matthews at the 38, the 40, and to the 45-yard line, tackled by Jerry Robinson, number 56, the linebacker.
He seems to be a better kicker when he's pressured, Dick.
Indeed. 35-yard kick, 8-yard return. Still no score in Philadelphia. All the more amazing as you look at that statistic for the Raiders is they have lost only once in the last 22 games against the NFC.
That's amazing. Something magical about that, isn't there?
And Monday night for Oakland Raiders. They're scoreless against the NFC Eagles.
Chester's offside.
And the give to King. And he plows to the 50-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 5. Say, fans, next Saturday on NBC Sports World, 4 o'clock Eastern Time, some of America's very best gymnasts, including Tracy Talavera, Marcia Frederick, Juliana McNamara. They'll be competing from China, U.S.-China gymnastics competition. And some of our nation's strongest men gather for the U.S. Powerlifting Championships, plus final round action, Legends of Bowling. That's all next Saturday right here on NBC Sports World. Just shy of the 50. Jim Plunkett sets him up 2nd and 5. King again the other way behind a block by Van Egan. And it'll be close to a first down at the Eagle 45. And what a block by Van Egan on the corner.
And that's somewhat unusual, too, because the Oakland Raiders for years with Hubert Dixon, with Mark Van Egan, with who's the guy that I'm missing that was just there a couple of years ago? Marv Hubbard. It has always been a fullback-oriented offense, and now they got Kenny King in the backfield. Van Egan turns out to be an excellent blocker.
And Van Egen's block frees King for 5 yards and a first down just inside the Eagle 45. The Eagles have punted 4 times. Oakland has not punted. They've been stopped on an interception, a fumble, and a missed field goal. No score. Plunkett to Chandler. Incomplete at the 25. A little touch pass by Plunkett. He tried to drop it into the zone, just a little long.
A double rotation zone. Corners up, safeties out, and they're trying to hit the seam in it. Didn't quite get it, but it does take a good touch on the ball. I'll tell you what, Oakland has really won the field position battle so far in this football game, and I don't know how long Philadelphia can avoid a touchdown by the Oakland Raiders with this kind of field position.
There's the statistic we gave you earlier, as the Raiders have been outscored in the first half totally this year, and yet here they are, 6 wins in a row and 8-3 on the season. That means they play well in the second half. At the 43-yard line, Claude Humphrey, number 87.
I think we got a flag too, Dick. Yes.
And it's holding against the Raiders. But with that sack, undoubtedly the Eagles will take the loss and loss it down.
Illegal use of the hands. Number 70 offense declined. 3rd down.
Henry Lawrence guilty. Declined. It'll be 3rd down and long.
That is the man on Claude Humphrey, too, Dick.
And Plunkett, good coverage downfield by the Eagles. And finally, the arm of the law, Humphrey with a right hand. Elsewhere, second quarter, the Lions with back-to-back touchdowns, a 22-yard run by sensational Billy Sims, and Detroit's ahead 14-10. 4 minutes left in the first half. 3rd and 20. Plunkett in trouble. Dennis Harrison. For the Eagles as they put pressure on Plunkett.
That is a good job too by the Eagles. Dennis Harrison, big guy, very big guy, 6'8", 280 pounds, but he looks like a running back right there, running down the quarterback. And when you go down in his hands, you go down.
Threw him down like a rag doll. All he had was his jersey. And Plunkett is not one of your small quarterbacks. So Ray Guy, the top kicker in the AFC, second in the NFL to Dave Jennings of the Giants, will kick it to John Shara. He's at the 23.
First punt of the day for the Oakland Raiders, too.
Not a good kick. Shara at the 33, 35, 39. Downfield was 31 Derek Jensen and Jeff Barnes. Timeout. Midpoint of the second quarter. Oakland, Philadelphia. No score.
Is the pump it?
The second and the fourth quarters have been the Eagles' best all season long. They're scoreless against Oakland. Halfway through the second quarter, first down at the 38 for Jaworski, off to a slow start. Out of the eye, Montgomery. Chased and knocked down after a yard gain at the 39-yard line. Rod Martin, 53, shut off the inside, forced Montgomery wide, and Dave Browning there to make the tackle, number 73.
Dick, I think this is the series for the Philadelphia Eagles right here. They got to get the ball down the end zone, down the field. They can't keep playing this minus field position game with Oakland and expect to win the football game. They got to kind of air it out right here. Get some of those cornerbacks back off the line of scrimmage. They're playing it about 3 yards deep.
Call it 2nd and 10 as Montgomery really didn't make much on that first down carry. Carmichael left, Smith to the right, tight end Prepley right side. Swing it to Montgomery, good move, and he's down at the 44 as McClanahan, 57, made a good tackle moving laterally. Let's pause briefly for station identification. From Philadelphia, this is the NBC Television Network.
This is Channel 4, KRON-TV, San Francisco.
On a great day in Philadelphia, Dick Enberg and Bob Trumpy, the Raiders and the Eagles, two teams on a hot streak. Oakland 6 wins in a row, Philadelphia 7 in a row, and the best record in the NFL, 10 wins and only 1 loss. They're scoreless with 6:48 left in the first half. The Eagles ball, 44-yard line, 3rd and 5. Davis made a solid tackle and I believe denied the first down. That's the kind of hit that reminds you of Ken Houston in his prime when he used to stop ball carriers and receivers dead cold.
When he played against me, he was always in his prime. I don't know that he ever lost a step. This is a great play by Davis. Once again, that 4-man rush from Oakland, 2 linebackers and 5 defensive backs, man-on-man coverage. Davis against Montgomery, and that's a stopper. And he's not an easy guy to stop either.
If Montgomery falls forward, it's a first down. He does not, and it's 4th and 1. Ira Matthews will drift back for Rudiger's kick. Matthews inside his 15. Rudiger aiming it to the near sidelines. And out of bounds. Not a very good kick at the 26-yard line. Rudiger not at all happy with it. Time has been called. Just a 26-yard kick for the Eagles. 5:46 left in a scoreless first half.
If you're ready to move up to a middle.
Gumble in New York at Rich Stadium in Buffalo. The Bills have gone out in front of the Steelers. Joe Ferguson, great catch by Jerry Butler down to the 10. From there, the same combination does the rest. Second time it's worked today. 16th touchdown pass of the year for Ferguson. Bills are out in front 14-7 in the second. Back to the vet, Dick Enberg and Bob Trumpy.
No score in Philadelphia with 5:46 left in the first half. The Raiders ball at the 25.5. Jim Plunkett has Kenny King, Mark Van Egan behind him. Left branch, Bob Chandler to the right. The tight end is Chester on the left. Van Egan burrows his way out close to the 28-yard line. Charlie Johnson, 65, with a tackle. Well, next Thursday, 3:30 Eastern Time, we hope you'll join us on Thanksgiving Day. I'll be with Merlin Olsen in Dallas. Brian Gumble will be in New York to bring you the inside look at the day's game. Cowboys and Seattle Seahawks, plus a special look, you'd know Brian would have this, at the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders and Seattle kicker Efren Herrera. Heritage of Thanksgiving games of the past also included, so join us for the holiday, 3:30 Eastern Time, this coming Thursday. Down 7. Plunkett, and right into the arms of 95 John Bunting, or was it 65? Yes, 65, Charlie Johnson.
Along with Claude Humphrey. He was in there to grab a foot, too. He's eating up Henry Lawrence right here. You see Lawrence take him off the line of scrimmage. And he gets around. Look at the agility. Look at the agility to get to that quarterback. I'm telling you, they are the hybrids of professional football. Those guys, he weighs 255 pounds and plays like he weighs about 160.
Eagles now with 31 sacks for the year, and you have to credit that one to Humphrey. He's the one that was there first. It is now 3rd. Call it 13. Now to Branch, almost intercepted by Brainard Wilson.
Dick, offensive coaches teach their receivers that when the quarterback rolls your way, you come back to him. You run to his sideline. There were no receivers there for Jim Plunkett to throw the ball to. Branch was the only one who came back to the quarterback.
And he was running more toward the sidelines. He wasn't coming directly back.
You got to come straight back at the quarterback to give him an outlet, or he's going to get stomped back there.
Well, if any fans know that pattern, it's the Raider fans. How many times did they see Boletnikov come back and get that ball? Raymond Guy had a poor kick for him, 36 yards his first attempt. John Chara is back at the Eagle 38. Ooh, almost over Guy's head, and look at that kick. Very, very high. Chara at the 34, and right into the arms of Otis McKinney, number 23. Guy almost kicked that one roof high.
What a weapon he is, too. Every team that the Oakland Raiders play must account for this guy. They got to put their punt receiver back about 10 more yards. Plus, he can run with the ball. Last Monday night against the Seattle Seahawks, got a very, very important first down for the Raiders.
Run, and how about throw the ball? He's their best.